So again, because of emails and questions and comments, I'm going to address an issue that seems to be on the rise, and as it is witchcraft and it spells real. Yes, of course it is. And I say of course it is because it's like any other energetic practice. If we want to believe in energy healing, if we want to be able to say that yes, by giving a hug or sending someone good intentions, this helps them in healing process, helps you manifest the things you want. If we want to say that, I don't want to be around negative energies, I don't want to, participate in bad vibes and think, well, it's all energetics 101, and witchcraft is no different. Witchcraft is just one more art on manipulating the energies into some desired result. Now, that certainly doesn't mean that if somebody says they're a witch, if they are, that means they're any good at any particular thing in witchcraft. There's no guarantee about that. I've been reminded several times in other aspects of life that I do that just because someone's an engineer doesn't mean they're a good one. And just because somebody has a lot of degrees from college doesn't mean that they're very intelligent. It means they passed tests. And the same thing in shamanism as well. There's a lot of people that call themselves shamans because they channeled their cat or something and poof, now they're a shaman. Or they did some drugs with some other people and now they're all shamans, right? In witchcraft. Witchcraft is I call it an offshoot of early shamanism because like anything, like a religion or any other belief system, people want to do things their way because it works for them, it makes sense to them, it feels right for them. Okay, fine. And because they want to be different, it's an ego issue. They say, well, we're going to call ourselves this. Okay, fine. And the terminology about the titles of the people in it, is to me is irrelevant. They got different holidays. They do all kinds of things, and I know a lot of them that are really good. I know most of them are just new age flakes, just dysfunctional society looking for something else to compensate for their inability to fit in or guide themselves through life in an efficient manner, or at least in a contributing manner. So one of the things in particular when they're talking about like black magic and evil spells and things like that, it's like here again, they say, well, get skin, get nails, and get all kinds of stuff from basically you're collecting DNA. So if they get this is what I make. I don't brush my hair with it. I brush my beard, mustache with it. So they're like, oh, we got some hairs here, we got some skin, we got some toenail clippings from whoever, however, whatever. An old sweaty work shirt, things like that. Now they capture some DNA of mine. Okay, great. And then they're going to go ahead and try to really push some negative energy on that, using this as a vessel, to get to me as a whole form. Is that possible? Yeah, it is. But how efficient is it? That's all up to the practitioner. That's all up to the astrology in that particular moment with that practitioner in that geographic location. It also depends on other environmental influences, being other people, participants, spirit helpers, other consciousness and things like that. But most importantly, it really depends on my resiliency. And what I want to talk about here on this is your spiritual immune system, your energetic immune system. See, so a doctor could be working in a hospital during a pandemic, maybe with no personal protective equipment, but then they're getting through it all the time. And what if it's a brand new virus, right? So there's no vaccine, there's no treatments, they're still trying to figure out what's going on. They're going to use some drugs, historically proven well, as their first line of defense or offense. And so that would be like us, something new's happening. We're not really sure what's going on here. We've never seen this situation before. And you say, okay, well, we know we can do these basic things, to help ourselves fight off the effects of these energetic things. Now, people say, well, what if I put up my shields and, can I defend the black magic that way? Here, I'll give you another example. All this stuff, people, is so practical. If you stop to think a minute in a critical thinking mode, complete thought mode, you can pretty much accurately figure out what you're up against and what your chances are. Back of a notebook, okay, it's kind of a light cardboard. So I was like, I'm going to put up my shields. And somebody throws some dried peas at me. Boom, boom, boom. Boy, I'm defended now. My shields are great. Somebody, a handful of dried orange peels. Boom. But the paper moves a little bit. Ooh, glad I dodged that one, right? Now I'm safe. Somebody else throws a brick, and I go like this, and I end up with this rectangular imprint in my face. Why? Because obviously this wasn't enough for that brick. Okay, so you can have lots of people say, oh, well, this person's got great defensive. They throw up their shields and nothing affects them. Because they're being attacked basically by New Age children who are pretty much incompetent in any kind of a combative energy art. You know, yeah, there's tactics and other things that go into consideration with that, but let's just call that a confrontal example. So, but what if I held up a piece of plywood? It's going to stop the brick, but that then depends on my anchoring system here, which your anchoring system for what you're holding up is your belief system in that, your connection, you know, your perceived reality and your accepted reality. Because what's happening is the brick coming through towards you and the impact on the plywood, that's universal reality. That's chemistry and physics. So it's how you hold that up with your perceived reality, what you think things are, what they're going on, and your accepted reality of how you govern yourself in that situation, holding that plywood up there, okay? Somebody throws a bowling ball at 100 miles an hour, the plywood then could hold the ball and it could, at a slower speed, deflect it. But now we're talking about the force. Remember, force equals mass times acceleration. Now that thing, at the right speed, it's going to go right through the plywood and through my head. The last thing to go through my mind would be that bowling ball, right? All these are examples applicable to the whole phenomenon of people doing witchcraft, you know, black magic, or even healing effects. See, because you have to think too, even on the healing effects, kind of off track from the witchcraft, but if you have a really powerful person that's really pouring into this healing energy to work this, it could overload the body and cause more harm than they were before that person got started. And so it's really gauging that. How do you gauge that stuff? Being properly trained, i.e. apprenticeship, working with somebody in the field. You know, here, when somebody graduates to be a doctor, they're just like, you'll go out and, okay, here you go. They go through a process. They're going to work with other doctors for a while. Same thing with any profession. Shamanism is a profession. It's a career. So in short, yes, witchcraft's real. In short, yes, black magic's real, as the white magic or whatever you have. But even those adjectives are perceptions, okay? Perceptions. The applications are real. What does it really depend on for its danger value or efficiency? You know, again, it's up to the applicant, the practitioner, witch, i.e. shaman, wizard, whatever names they got for that stuff, right? You have to take all that into consideration. People, otherwise, you know, you can just go keep dancing around the fear fire, you know, lead yourself down the wrong road. And when they come up with these courses of what you're supposed to do, and this is the dimension you tune into, this is the color you tune into. Man, I've heard so much ridiculous bullshit in the New Age community. It's retardedly funny, but it's so sad and dangerous how people are getting sent down the wrong roads. Yeah, I'm just going to keep these in little segments. I think the next one I'll do is about more like your spiritual immune system, you know, your energetic immune systems, things like that. Again, if you guys have any comments, please go ahead and leave them in there. It gives me subjects for more videos. Trying to think. Oh, lifting a spell off someone. You know, go back to my other video on attachments. And I'm describing how you have to really get into the person depending on what the spell is. Again, too, it's also about, again, Universal reality, chemistry, physics. Perceived reality, how you think things are. Accepted reality, how you act on your perceived reality. So if people see an effigy, some little doll that looks like them with their name on it nailed to a fence post, and they totally believe in black magic, that person could start to have deteriorating health almost instantly after seeing that. You know, I've seen these things. I'm looking, oh, come on, you could have done a better doll of me than that. With today's technology, you could get one that actually looks like me, you know. Maybe order them online or something. I don't know, because I understand how the mechanics of how this works. Is that my field? It's no. And understanding the mechanisms behind this stuff, that's part of your defense system. See, look back in the days where lightning, eclipses, you know, the ancient people, oh, it's the spirits battling in the heavens for light and dark. Yeah, and you know, it happens every year and same people win all the time. It's called science, you know. And that's where it's a great time where science and shamanism is like this, because we as shamans really got to get through science, get to really understand the particular details of the things that we see in nature. And having that knowledge, it gives us better targeting on things to focus our energy on. And at the same time, it's an interesting process to watch through the scientific community with their experiments and their instruments. You know, if it's not real unless it shows up on an instrument, right? They get to look at this, and their consciousness change when they see some of the things that have been being told in shamanism for millennia. They see it actually register on their scientific instruments. So again, great time to be in shamanism these days, you know, especially with working with scientists that are open to shamanic theorem and practices. Okay, again, oh, and lifting the spells, no one's really going to do, if they can't explain, if somebody's going to lift this spell off you, if they can't explain the mechanism of how their stuff works in a way that you could almost say there's some engineering involved in it, then it's probably bullshit. I can explain what I do. I like explain. A lot of my attendees in my lectures and stuff, especially in Germany, are academics. You know, high-level business people. They want to hear a practical explanation for some of these things, and I can give it to them. If these other people can't give you that, then they're probably not real, and at least you can say they don't understand what they want you to believe they know they're talking about. All right, guys, like, follow, subscribe. Please share these, you know, if you know somebody else is going through some of this stuff. Oh, and I've worked with a lot of people, especially in the mid-90s. It was, for some reason, a lot of people were thinking they were cursed and coming to me, and I just go with a series of questions, explain how energetic work, and then ask them, do you think you're still cursed? And I go, no, I think I brought a lot of this on myself. And exactly, you know, and I don't charge any money for that, because that would just be wrong in my mind. You know, I do get paid for other services, and I've been told I'm expensive, but for some of these other things, some of it's just so elementary common sense. I just can't bring myself to charge people for stuff like that. You know, so again, if you have somebody that feels they're cursed, they're getting ready to spend a lot of money getting curses lifted and boost up their shields or whatever, please get them in contact with me. You can do that at shamaniclodge@gmail.com. And let me see if I can help your person for free and get them onto a better road. Catch you guys later.